information, formation, technical qualifications, etc., without being part of the elite,
Yeah,
without
yeah,
having to go to very expensive colleges and institutions.
yeah,
Because
yeah,
the elite
Yes.
in all our societies always have kept all the good things for a small group, a monopoly, all the money,
Yes,
all the
it's
business,
very
all the
correct.
education, all the everything, and the decision making. And all the others,
Yes.
we have to go behind doing what they told us to do, because otherwise we don't get a job, or we don't get this or that, we don't have no access. So, because the
Yes.
world is changing, we are going to take advantage of that new moment to disseminate a new way of thinking and empowering the common people in society, so that
Yes.
politicians in the future will not be able to get away with things according to the clique, the internal group of
Yes.
decision making, because
Yes.
they will be accountable to the people, and the people will have a clear idea of what and why and when.
Yes.
yeah,
Yes.
yeah,
It's very
yeah,
true.
And it's a non-violent approach. It's just fair that everyone in a democratic system should have similar information, similar influence and decision making. If they say we
Yes.
the people, all the constitutions declare in the beginning, we the people. You look where are the people, and really they are in the office of the prime minister, the families, the this or that, the elites. And they forget about
Yes.
the people. And the people have to die or starve. They don't have properly basic services, education, health,
Mm.
etc.
Don't
Nothing.
even care. Yes. Mm. This is true.
So it's a big change of mentality that we can bring easily thanks to the new means of communication, new technology, new information, and by informing each other of what is going on.
Yes. Yes. And I think Antonio, what you've said is something that we really discussed about when I just got back into the humanist forum after we stopped in 2000. I remember Julius can recall those days. We mentioned about having a platform to speak to the prominent people, like you put it, those in the heads of state offices, and those that are head of our communities. So in our country, like I mentioned earlier, I said that in our country the only thing that really stops us to doing that is because of the fear that if I stepped out and used my influence towards what I'm seeing is not going on wrong, only a few will support me, and I'll remain alone in this thing of which I'll be facing penalties. But
Mm.
together with the help of what you're saying, that we collaborate, we work in partnership, I think
Yes.
that fear can go away.
And the
Yes.
partnership will be amongst the humanists in other countries of Africa, in the vicinity that have similar
Yes.
situations, and in the
Yes.
region and in the world. And we have the publicity of Presenza and all the partner agencies of Presenza.
Yes.
So we are going to
Yeah.
become fairly powerful.
yeah,
And in
yeah,
the
Yes.
future, they will not be able to just dismiss one of ours when we say, I don't think
Yes.
that that is right. No, you shut up. No, no, they will not be
Yes.
able to,
yeah,
because then
yeah,
the
Yes.
voice will come back 10
Yes.
times louder.
Yes. Very true. That's very
That's the
true.
unity we need.
Yeah.
Yes,
yeah,
exactly.
It's about
yeah,
time.
yeah,
It's about
yeah,
the
yeah,
time has come.
yeah, yeah,
So our new times are coming our way, no?
yeah, yeah,
Yes.
yeah,
Not because they are opening the doors, because they don't open any doors. It's because we are pushing them open. And new
Yes.
technology, the new changes, new information, the cultural changes that are taking place. I mean, the world is moving to the future.
It's very
Yes.
true.
Yes.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah,
And they want to keep it as it is because they are the privileged ones.
yeah, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah,
Sure.
yeah. Yeah,
Thank you.
like
Yes,
for the
please.
leadership, I'm taking this example here in Zambia. This government, which is ruling this year or maybe for 5 years, they are the same people who are going also to be found in the next government. So on that one, there is no change. The same mentality those who in the past had is the same mentality which is going on. And
Exactly.
for us to speak out, as my children have said, we don't have power to talk to them because they are already there. They existed for many years, and
Yeah,
they have their just ways in which they
yeah,
can
yeah,
counsel us or maybe place us.
yeah.
But this platform, I think we are going to find the ways in which we can talk to those
Yes, and
people.
these are type of things that we can eventually, perhaps before or after the forum, we can discuss. For example, with the lady in Angola, that is Flor Bela, that she formed a political party and she is an MP, member of parliament, and I think her partner is another member of parliament there, because they went to the popular vote and then they managed to have the 2% that was required to get elected. And so, if they are the parliament in the neighboring country is also sympathetic, and like that, we can organize some political influence that we have within the region, and all that will put pressure later on the party, the traditional party that gets elected again and again and again. I mean, because as Miniver is saying, is otherwise it's impossible to break through into power.
yeah, yeah, yeah. It's very
Yes,
interesting
yeah,
what you are saying.
and in this case, because for us, just the same way Antonio have said, that person has more members who are on the government, they can take advantage, and just the same as our project in the rural areas, because we have this advantage that I have a member, a councillor who is my family, who is working that side, and the way they work in rural areas, they are these chiefdom, they are in families. So if we talk to this chiefdom, we are able to explore very quickly in that side.
That's
And that is
what.
the advantage we took when we went to that side, because we
Yes,
have already
I
a counselor who
remember
can.
you said that. That I say is fantastic, and I would ask perhaps Julius to explain something similar that he is organizing in his country, in Iceland. Although Iceland is not part of the forum because it's a European country,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
still he's taking advantage of all these organizational efforts to. Why don't you explain the plans for for
yes,
March,
yes,
and what you are
yes,
gaining
yes,
influence
yes,
and the
yes.
city councillor and.
Yeah, 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 yeah. So I will do. Before I want to respond to what you were saying before, Miniver, where you were referring to uh, this political or this clique or this like corruption in the top of the government, and it is always the same families and friends. This is very. This is nothing new for us in Iceland, for instance.
It's universal.
Yeah, it's very universal, and we have had for uh, how much time is it? For 30 years, we have had the same family friends from the college in the last part of the last century in the 90s. Then they were in the college and then go to the university, and those guys have kept have taken over the most influential party, and have been ruling for 30 years. So we know what you are talking about. Uh, and then what you were saying, Paul, about that we were reaching to, towards the, like having influence with prominent people and so on. I remember, Miniver, I think it was, when was it? When we went to the television station in Lusaka. We went together, you and me. Was it because of the world mass or for some
Yeah,
reason?
yeah, it's that time when we are preparing the world match.
Yeah, 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 yeah. And what I remembered is that I was nervous, but how you were, you were just going there, and it was like you had never done anything, it was like a daily, one of your daily tasks to go to the TV.
Yes, yes,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, okay, okay. Yes, but yes, what uh, Antonio was referring to, I will before talking about the prospective event on 24th of March, where when Antonio and Carva and Marco will visit Iceland, that this forum is something that we had a TV program in the TV that Young Socialists run in Iceland, and I distributed a video with this program. Do you remember it? Antonio was there as a guest on a screen. Did you got this video? No.
No.
You okay?
Which you are talking of the television program with the Reds?
Yes.
Oh yeah, I have copy of that. Yeah,
No,
definitely.
yes, and I'm asking you, Miniver, and all of you in Zambia, have you watched this video?
Yeah, the one I
No,
think we watched.
they have not received it. No.
You know, I sent it to
Uh,
everybody that was invited to our
uh,
meetings.
if
I
you
think
check on the list, should be there. No, you send it by the list.
I can I sent it by through the WhatsApp.
The WhatsApp. So if you go
Well,
back in the WhatsApp, should be there somewhere.
yeah.
it's right.
We'll find
But
out.
in any case, I can send it again to you.
Yeah,
And
okay.
I recommend that you read it. This program had the heading World Humanist Forum because the young socialists in Iceland, they're very interested in that. And ask the world if we approach those things from this future image of the World Humanist Forum, then everywhere in the world where we launch this idea, everybody is there. Is then in Iceland, obviously, if they understand the concept, they find that they are at home in the World Humanist Forum, as it will happen in Asia and Africa and in other places. So now coming to the forum we are going to do in Iceland, 24th of March. Then we are fortunate that we have been doing forums and we have many contacts here in Iceland because of the more or less regular forums we have had almost every year since the pots and pan revolution. I don't know if you heard about that in the big world crash, economic world crash, 2008.
Not yet, no.
No, okay. So I can send you something. There are videos of that. But then coming to this prospective forum in Iceland now, then what we are trying to make, we are trying to make some, little model, small model of a forum that has all the components of eventually what we will address in the like in the African Forum or any other forum like African Humanist Forum, and that means that we are going to have the subjects under is that Antonio and Marco, they will have their opening speeches. Antonio giving some overview of what it means, the World Humanist Forum, and then Marco will follow and explain about this forum and this World March for Peace and Nonviolence, and then And he does this, he comes here because he wants to uh, reawaken similar things that happened in the First World Match. Because in Iceland we had many of things we did. We had the multicultural match in the occasion of the World Match then, and we had we had peace sign, a human peace sign. That's where people, you know, gather with torches and form the peace sign on the 2nd of October, in the birth on the birthday of Gandhi, and we want to reawaken all those things uh, when he comes here for the birth mass, and then we will have us from uh, Antonio's speech. We will have tables, where we tables or circles, where we talk about some of the major problems to address in such a forum, like global warming, like poverty, like uh, like corruption, and
Mhm.
things. And then we will find prominent people in Iceland that will head those discussions, and they will later, when Antonio and Marco has talked, then they will have an initial introduction speeches about the theme of you know of this issue that they are heading, and so we will have a few such things, and then everyone will go into circles according to their interest uh, by the end. And in fact, this is more or less that we want to do, isn't it true? Eventually, in the coming, in the end of by the end of 24, you think I have said everything that matters in this, Antonio?
I think that is essentially what the forum is, Julius. Yeah, and
Yeah,
what we are planning. Of course, we can change it because we are two months away from that.
yeah. And actually, interesting thing. This those almost yearly forums have all been invited to by the Humanist Party of Iceland, and now the hosts of this forum are on one hand the Humanist Party of Iceland, and on the other side the young socialists in Iceland. So that's a very interesting thing, because Silo, and I could even send. I think I should send to you what Silo in the first steps of the movement. Then he had an you know then no organization was there in '69. Nothing. He had steps into gone to the mountains, and with this group of 200 people, and held this uh, healing or suffering speech, and but I was 19 then, but this is this very interesting, and also very interesting in Iceland and everywhere, like in Africa, that now
Yes.
we are blessed with the opening of intelligence with the young ones, with the
Yes.
younger
Yes.
generations, and this is not something that is easy today, you know,
It's very
to
true.
to combine the generations in that way.
It's very true.
Yeah, yeah,
Because it doesn't been easy, even when it comes to art. It doesn't been easy. Like because we as a group here, we have been doing even music. We have even done one
One
song
song, yeah, we
already.
recorded as a group.
We recorded as a group. It's a very nice song. It's talking about non-violence and living the world better or
Yes.
making it better.
Yeah.
So we are about six in the song.
Yeah.
It's a song that is motivating the youth because we are having different ages in the song. So we
Yeah.
are trying also to bring esteem in the youth so that they can also help in the fight of non-violence and this the effects it brings to the society or the community at large, I would say.
Yeah. 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 That's very, very
And,
nice.
and actually to just um, add up on what Max has said, is we are also taking an advantage to get the girl wowed into this thing, because mainly here in Zambia, I know in other countries, there are so many girls that have already started engaging themselves in activities of such kind, but in Zambia, a number of young girls, like of the ones we have included in this new project that we are doing, are starting from 15 going up. So we are trying to take it as an advantage to also have them sing with us like they did. So far, we have two who participated in the song. They sang. We will later give you the information when we finish working on it.
That's very, very, very good, because then you're talking the language of the young ones and bringing the message. And even Tracy, I think Tracy is planning, or is there anything new about her intention to go to Zambia?
Wow, that's wonderful.
What, Miniver, what about this?
Yeah, yes, we are chatting on the WhatsApp. She's saying she will let us know and look at for us when we will have time and we will have what we are looking for here to come and accommodate her. So we will update each other because in Zambia he contacted myself and Ruth. So we are going to work with Ruth and Trace when she comes.
Yes,
That's
yes,
good.
because
Yeah.
because she was saying she is doing a lot of singing and recording for the YouTube. She can also, no doubt, help with the technical. How do you establish yourself on the YouTube?
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, that's good.
Mm.
Yeah,
Yeah,
she's
that's
well established, and even she's nominated for award for her last album or song. I don't know. Have you seen that?
Wow.
yeah.
Well,
Have
that's
you followed that? Because she has talked about it on the WhatsApp page, African Humanist Forum, I think.
mm,
Yes, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
She's yes.
and she is asking us to vote for her. Have you tried that?
Yeah, yeah, I'm doing
to vote
that.
for her.
Yeah,
Yes.
okay,
Yeah,
okay, that's very fine.
yeah. Yeah, and another thing on the topics we are talking about, what we did last time when we went to the village, because when we had that first forum introduction, we took the topic of discussing about marriage because this is the grassroots to violence, and we discussed about this with elderly women and also young women, and we found that there in the villages, because of copying what is being done in town, they have forgotten about our culture. And that is the root causes which is going down there. So we discussed about if we can inform them up and start going back to our roots. So those are the things also which we'll be looking at when we'll be going to our forums.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Very interesting.
Otherwise, people, because that culture that penetrates from the city is a culture of spending, of
Yes.
hanging expensive jewelry, of having special shoes, and all these type of things that then, if you are poor, you cannot afford. And
Yes.
they
Yes.
Yes.
is just fashion for them. They propel the businesses in that way, and they
Mm.
go imposing that subculture. It's not culture; it's a deformation. It's just
Yes.
it's expenditure, has nothing to do with culture. So
Yeah,
Very true.
these are the type of things that we need to be aware of, and we need to explain to people clearly.
Yes.
yeah,
Okay.
it's very true.
I hear you. I just need to.
Yeah,
I just. Yes, it's very. This is so interesting. You know.
very, because
It's,
like that they are emerging topics that they are
Yes.
extremely relevant to each one, each group, each country, each region, etc.
yes, yes,
But in the
Very true.
overall, this is everywhere. Is everywhere
Yeah.
again.
Actually, it has really contributed a lot to when it comes to youths. Let me just say globally, you find that youths they are struggling just to earn money just to buy things that will just waste their life away, not knowing the impact or the implication of what they are struggling for to get. So
Exactly.
there's need of also educating one another's youths.
That's it. And that
Yes.
education cannot be a formal education where you sit in the classroom. No, you do it from peer education. You share and you say,
Yes. Yes.
and you need to
It's
quote
very
some
true.
references, and then the other one
Yes.
remembers, because it's not
Yes.
saying
Very
you
true.
just because somebody told you. No, because you have
Something that is
facts.
practical. Yeah,
You
these are
have the
practical
facts
things.
that justify what you are thinking and why.
Yes. Yes.
So the peer learning is something that always have taken place, but the amount of information that moves from peer to peer amongst the youngsters in different groups, from the yard in the basic college, in the 8 year old, they teach things to each other, they copy and all that. Later on they start to quote facts, and then later on
Yes.
is much more precise information that they exchange. So one
It's
learns
very true.
more from the peers, from the friends and companions in the classroom, than from the teachers.
From the teacher. It's very true.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
very
yeah,
true.
it's very, very true.
yes.
Mm.
So have you looked at the book from Peru?
Yeah,
Yes, the
we
book.
have we received it. I received it in the evening, and in the morning I was talking to my boys to say we have received these books. Yeah, really they are nice because I had the time to go through
Yes,
some of the topics. They are very interesting.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Good. And
The,
we have another one also more for adults that
Oh,
we are preparing, is part of this book from Sylvia. Sylvia is one of our friends that is she died unfortunately 1 or 2 years back. Is a doctor, and she wrote that
okay.
book that says that from the monkey sapiens to the homo intentional in Latin.
Mm.
That means from the
Wow.
mechanical human being to the human being that really can apply his intentionality or
Wow.
her intentionality, consciousness. And the last
That's a
Yeah.
good
chapter,
one.
chapter 15, that is about this section of the book, has lots of graphics, and is like the self development course, but for adults. Is is Yeah, it's all this section of the book. It's in itself a little booklet, no? You see,
Mhm.
from page 178 to page 250. So it's 50, 60 pages with different courses, with comments, with some of the guided experiences. Talks about the scheme of the centers of response, all the types of relaxation, and lots of good discussion that to work with people a bit older, because for children is a bit too much, too theoretical, is above the range.
Mm.
Yeah.
no, thanks. Just because I was not there in the beginning of the meeting, and also because I cannot find your initial report, the written report. It was not long anyway. But could you summarize for me, Miniver and your sons? Can you summarize what is the content of this?
Yeah. The content of these forums, which will be taking place in Zambia, is the main thing is to have that platform where we can introduce humanist movement non-violence program, reaching to humanize the earth to everyone who is around there at that time. And another thing is to cooperate in chiefdomships, especially there in the rural areas, to start working together, to start understanding our humanity and bring up back our cultures, because the grassroots of our culture was giving us that humanism in the past. Now people have lost that one in the villages, but if we have these forums, we are going to bring back that culture. We are going to bring back that humanity. So those are the things which we put in, and also to help them the skills which they can acquire, so that we start developing in our villages where we are coming from.
Yeah. Okay. No, that is, and how widely will you travel in Zambia?
In Zambia, we are thinking about 12 provinces which we have in Zambia, because we cannot leave any province behind, but we have to go through. We have 12 provinces. That is our
Okay.
plan. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Hey, so no, this is beautiful, and I think really that this was a very nice meeting and
Yeah.
and
Yes.
helpful on both sides. I think it helps us in
Yes.
Iceland even now. And I will, because since I'm now recording this, I, w- I will play this for those. There are two young socialists that are organizing the forum because we organized the forum with the socialists in March, and it would be so nice to show them, because to see you and to hear you and to hear about what you are doing there in Africa will be a very interesting thing for them to learn from.
Yeah. Thank
Yeah,
you.
yeah. Okay, so anything more and before we,
Oh,
because
the other
I can be in contact with some details of all those
yes.
things in the forwarding process. But it was very beautiful to all of us to have the possibility to meet, and not least so to have Antonio to be visit, because obviously he's very busy those days, waking up 6 o'clock in the morning. It is enough for me to wake up on the occasion 8 o'clock because I'm not a morning man. So if it is okay for you, I think we can. Is there only any last words that you want?
Because you will discuss with Miniver then the details of
Yeah,
the
yeah,
plan that have
yeah,
specific budgets and this and that. And
yeah.
that is
The
always a
practic,
matter that
yeah,
requires, I mean,
yeah,
some clarification, but you have more experience than I in that.
yeah.
And
The
yeah,
practicalities,
yeah. And then
Yeah,
later on we can see what is a possibility of
yeah.
budgeting.
This is a step. This is a
Yeah.
golden step. Okay, my friends. So I
But
think,
in principle, we want to go ahead with that so they can continue planning, no? Yeah.
Yes.
Your
Yes.
dates,
Correct.
your
And,
things
and,
as you
and
work.
now it is also valuable
Yeah.
that we have processes going that are, will create a synergy.
Synergies. And I think in the proportion that we advance, that we are more coherent, that we have materials to publish, and that we have projects into the future, these authorities, these people of greater influence that
Yeah,
come on
yeah,
board,
yeah,
they have to
yeah,
put also the back, because everything we
Yes.
need to
Yes.
do with a bit of
yeah,
money.
yeah,
And so they have
Yes.
some of these organizations have the budgets and they can support. And
yeah,
support doesn't mean that they will own us, that they will tell us what to
No,
do. Never.
no.
No, don't do
yeah,
like that.
yeah.
But
Yes.
it to see, look, this will be beneficial for humanity. You can come as a partner, and because your contribution to the partnership is not in the other fields that we are doing, because we know
Yes.
it and we have been preparing for years, yours should be material contribution or opening doors or introduce us to this or that, etc.
Yes.
And
Yes,
so
Yes.
indeed.
we'll
Yes.
find the money in the proportion that we grow.
Yes,
Yes.
of course. So I thank you for this great meeting and peace, force, and joy to all of you.
Very nice to see you.
Peace,
Thank you for
force,
joining.
and joy to you too,
Okay,
guys.
okay,
God
Okay.
bless
okay.
you.
All the
Great.
best. Huh?
Okay.
And now I will be careful of stopping the recording
Otherwise,
in the right
you
way.
erase it.
All right.
Stop the
All right.
recording.
Okay.
Recording will be saved in the meetings organized with Google Drive. Stop.